What's going on, guys? My name is Zach, and I have Josh here. We are the founders and creators of Military Mortgage Advisor, and we're kicking it off with our first episode, diving into what is Military Mortgage Advisors, or what we call MMA, what started it, kind of our background and what got us here. So, what's going on, Josh?
Not much, man. It's a great Sunday and just enjoying living life.
Yeah. What do you got going on this Sunday?
Not much, just taking a couple applications, just a typical Sunday day for us.
Yeah. I got some people out shopping as well. Um, got a few veterans under contract on Friday, so it's been a busy weekend, that's for sure.
Nice.
So, but yeah, man, I figured we would just hop on here and just dive into kind of like our background. So, for anybody watching, Josh and I actually were in the Army, served together in the Army. We were stationed at Fort Carson together. So, Josh loves to tell the story of how we met. So, I'll let you give a little back brief on that.
So Zach was actually my first team leader, showing up as a brand new private to our infantry unit. I'm sure you can imagine how that went if some of you are veterans. So yeah, interesting story that we have. We've known each other for a long time. We met back in 2016. We're in the same unit for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
And then we kind of separated in our military careers, but real estate brought us back together. So
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but like I never really pictured myself getting into real estate, especially mortgages. Like I didn't even know what a mortgage lender really was. And I bought two homes with my VA loan. I just knew that they were a person, but I didn't really understand what they were, what they did, or anything like that. I don't know if it was different for you.
yeah, I really never thought about real estate until I deployed in 2018. I
Hmm.
came back, you know, after deployment, you've got quite a bit of cash saved up, all the tax-free checks you've been getting. So um, that's when I started looking at how can I make my money work for me.
Hmm.
And so after the 2018 deployment, I came back and I put it all into a flip house. Ended up being very successful in that flip house. Ended up making about $170,000 on it.
Hmm.
And yeah, just kept going.
So your first kind of at bat with it was flipping houses.
Yes.
Gotcha. And then did you buy a house before you got into flipping homes?
No.
VA loan or anything?
No.
No. And then the first house you bought, was that with your VA loan or was that with like a different kind of
For my personal residence or
loan?
the
Hmm.
first home that I bought?
First.
Yeah. My first personal residence was through the VA loan, but I owned 14 houses before I bought a house for me to live in.
Okay, gotcha. So you had plenty of experience buying homes before, but it wasn't with your VA loan.
Yep.
See, and my experience is the total opposite of that. So, uh, my experience was I was when we were stationed here at Carson. I bought my first home with my VA loan and had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Don't even like for you, you were flipping homes. I had no idea how to buy a home starting out. So, where did you kind of get the knowledge to start out with that?
So I took a course. I came back and I, invested in myself. And so I took a course for fix and flips and commercial real estate. It also taught a little bit about wholesaling, which, I was never really into. It really just taught you how to analyze deals, see, if you were going to be profitable. And then it did teach you a lot about the financing side behind it because, hard money is a lot different than your traditional go to a bank, get a loan kind of deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So you focused on getting educated before you ever made your first purchase on a home whatsoever.
Yep.
And how do you feel like that education benefited you before you kind of dove into that fine?
Definitely was a big benefit because I'd have had no idea, I'd have not known what percentage of market value I should have been offering, things of that sort. I could have ended up losing quite a bit of money.
Mhm.
Um, because, like a lot of people, I didn't know, about closing cost, about realtor fees, things of those sorts that are going to add into your cost and dwindle down some of your profits.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I honestly had no idea about closing costs or how they worked. And when I bought my first home, I was just like kind of oblivious to the whole process. um, but I focused on just using my VA loan at first. You focused on getting educated with just how it works, but then focusing on buying and flipping homes. So two completely different perspectives when it comes to starting out and purchasing a home. But our goal really with this program and starting out on this podcast and everything that we're doing is educating veterans how to buy a home, whether it's with your VA loan, building a real estate portfolio, and investing in real estate. That is really the main focus of what we want to work on and teach. Just because Josh and I have both done it. Like Josh said, before he even used his VA loan, he owned 14 homes that he fixed and flipped before that. But my story is completely different. I bought a few homes with my VA loan and have never dived into fix and flips because we just have two different sets of experience. And I think that's what really will bring value through our course and our education. And as we continue to produce this kind of content for people to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, your diverse background in the VA loan, you've been doing this for how long now?
Coming up on 4 years.
4 years. Okay. Yeah, your knowledge in the VA loan and what you can give to these veterans is really powerful.
Yeah. And I mean, we see it all the time. We're talking about it. They just don't know how to use their VA loan. They don't know where to start. I mean, there is so much misinformation about it that it's pretty astonishing. So think of there's all this misinformation about just using your VA loan for your primary residence. If veterans want to learn how to build their real estate portfolio, there's all these things that veterans are really missing out on. So that's what we are going to be focusing on, is showing how to leverage all these different kinds of things. And with our backgrounds, I mean, it's really just pulling everything together and showing that's how to leverage and get wealth through real estate.
Absolutely. And you can know a ton about real estate, but nothing about a VA loan, which is crazy because it's its own thing. I had flipped all these homes, and when we first started working together, I had a lot of things misconstrued about the VA loans just because of myths that float around from different realtors and people that are uneducated about it.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing that I see, excuse me, is that people who even work in real estate don't even know how it works. It's so much misconceptions about the VA loan that it really is kind of frustrating to see at times, depending on the situation. But the VA loan can be used, a lot of people don't know the VA can be used for your primary residence. It can be used multiple times over and over again. It can be used to purchase a multifamily. I mean, hell, you have even used your VA loan to purchase over 100 acres of property, which is something that a lot of people don't even know about that you can do.
Yep. And I mean, as we, we've been teaching these classes for a year now, and the questions that I get, always, every time we teach the house hacking class, people are always asking, "Oh, I thought you could only use it once."
Mm-hmm.
There's all these myths that are just floating around, and I think that's what our mission and goal is to help you guys and to debunk a lot of these myths so that you're going into it with all the cards shown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you are a veteran watching this using VLM, you'll be able to debunk a lot of these things you may hear. Because just because you hire somebody, whether you hire a realtor or a lender to help you, we see it all the time. Not everybody has the information and knowledge about VA loans. Um, and it just goes back to a lot of those myths and misconceptions that people have about the program. So whether you're buying your first home, second home, whatever the case may be, you're going to have enough information as a veteran home buyer or even a home seller to be able to understand the process and how it works. So if you hear some things that don't make sense, we're going to arm you with the knowledge to understand exactly how the process will work for you as a veteran, whether you're buying or selling. But yeah. Well, I think that's a good little intro right there. I mean, our goal here, like we keep saying, is to help provide value to veterans through education and help them build wealth through real estate. That is really what the focus is of military and bridge advisors. Um, we will focus on education first, giving you guys enough value so that way when you make that decision, like I said, whether you're buying or selling, doesn't matter if you're first home, second home, multifamily property, want to build that investment portfolio, we're going to be there to give you all the information you need so that you know if you're getting a good deal, you know if it makes sense, and you're going in with as much information as possible so you feel comfortable with your transaction, because we see it time and time again, buyer's remorse. People weren't informed of the process. They were told what they could or couldn't do. And then it either led to them getting a home that they didn't want, getting a deal that they didn't want, or even sometimes being denied for a loan that they could have been approved for. We see that time and time again, that veterans go through a process with somebody who's just very uneducated. They get right up to the closing table and then they can't get the home that they wanted. And then we take a look at them and figured out what the issue was, how to overcome it, and realize that they were working with the wrong person in the first place. So our goal is to alleviate any stress and get you through the necessary steps, whether you're buying or selling real estate. But that's all I got. Josh, you got anything to add before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, guys, just, like we said, Zach and I both have very different experiences with this. So whether you're looking at multifamily, single family, you want to fix and flip a home, you're trying to get into commercial investing, we've done it, we've seen it, we know how to get you started. So reach out to us. We'd love to be a resource for you guys, and just give you all the knowledge and education that we've been able to gain for ourselves throughout these years.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, this is our first shot at Military Mortgage Advisors. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out. We'll have our contact information listed in the links description. So let us know what we can do to help you guys. Thank you so much.